welcome to Reddit Crazy, and today we will be looking at r/choosingbeggars. I've got 4 really good stories for you. One is about a woman who works at a hotel, and one of the people who decided to stay a night there got more than they bargained for. Then the next is someone who's in his college dorm who bought a TV and an Xbox, but his friend will not let him have it. And third, we have a man selling a car for $1,000 less than the regular price, and the woman trying to buy it does a lot to try and reduce the price. And our final story is about a guy who decides to do a nice gesture and get a woman some coffee, but her reaction is not what he expected. So our first story today is called Hotel Hell Choosing Beggar. I work as a front desk supervisor for 3 years at a water park hotel. It's no longer around. I have lots of Choosing Beggar stories, but I thought I'd share this one. This family ended up in my top 5 craziest encounters. For our hotel, that is saying something. This woman comes to check in with a herd of excited kids and says they're celebrating her son's birthday. Unfortunately, she booked through a cheap third-party travel site, meaning she had a single king bed and no water park passes included. After she assured us only four of the kids were staying the night, we managed to upgrade her to an appropriate room with a queen and 2 sets of bunk beds. But I knew we would hit a snag with the water park. The passes for hotel guests were good for 2 days, but they were $25 per pass. The choosing beggar started begging, and my coworker was generous and offered 4 free water park passes and offered the rest at a discounted price of $15 per pass to make her happy. Thinking everything was settled, I went back to the back office to give the rundown to the night supervisor. A few moments later, the front desker checking her in comes back to the office saying Choosing Beggar was asking what we could do special for her son's birthday. After the room upgrade and the passes, I wasn't feeling the most generous, but I gave her a free pizza voucher and 100 arcade tokens for the kids. The employee comes back again and says Choosing Beggar insisted that was not enough. I was about to head out and politely declined, but the night supervisor said she'd handle it. Throughout their stay, different members of their party visited the desk at different times, saying their passes were paid for and being held at the desk. They obviously were not, but they kept checking to try and get more free passes. The day came for checkout, and Choosing Beggar's grandma comes down, very ornery, and asks what the room gotta look like to get our cash deposit back. I told her normally it needed to be reasonably together and undamaged, but her room didn't have a cash deposit because Choosing Beggar checked in with a credit card. She was very upset I wouldn't give her any money, and after saying, "You better have my money when I come back," she left. I described the encounter to the room's director, and he gave me the code to access the security footage from the day of their check-in, just to make sure there wasn't an error on our part. I expected the check-in footage to be pretty routine. It was anything but. I watched myself go to the back, and my employee follow a few moments later to ask for something special for the birthday boy. Choosing Beggar stood there a moment, looking around carefully. Then when she was sure we couldn't see her, she beached herself on the desk and started shoving fistfuls of unattended water park passes in her purse, then took a huge swig out of something in her bag. When the employee came out and was sent back again, Choosing Beggar repeated the process, right in front of all those kids. I showed the room's director, and he called the police to have her removed. The police came and pulled them out, and they not only had all 10 of those children and the Choosing Beggar sleep in the room, but 4 other adults as well, over 2 times the room's max occupancy. She was screaming and cursing as she was led out of the lobby, saying we were racist and it was a hate crime they were being thrown in the cold. Needless to say, it was one of the more eventful days at the hotel. Okay guys, so our second story is called My Roommate Wanted to Borrow My TV Over the Break, then called me selfish when I said no. So this happened a few years ago, but I'll never forget how confused and infuriated I was. Freshman year of college, I really wanted to have a fun setup that my roommates and I could enjoy. Well, this consisted of a sound system I had built, Xbox 360, and a nice HD TV I had saved up for. Over our first semester, I realized one of my roommates had horrible boundaries and almost every weekend would have people in our apartment for movie marathons that started while I was in class, and when I would get home, there would be 10 plus people watching movies all night long. Then I told him I didn't like people in a room every single weekend, and I could never enjoy being in a room because were always using my stuff without asking. He said fine, and then it stopped. This was also the same time that Skyrim came out on the Xbox, and I bought it, having loved it on the PC. This is where it all went downhill. My roommate was obsessed with it. I mean, sinking 7 to 8 hours a day into the game. While going to classes, he would be up until 3 to 4 a.m. playing and being passive-aggressive and anti-confrontational. I never said anything. Then came Thanksgiving break, and I was super excited to take my TV and Xbox to my brother's house so we could watch football and play video games with each other. Then, right before I left, my roommate approaches me, asking to borrow my TV and Xbox. The conversation goes as follows. CB is choosing beggar, and me is obviously me. Hey man, would it be alright with you if I took your Xbox and TV home with me so I can play Skyrim over the weekend? No man, sorry. My brother just moved into his new house and doesn't have a TV yet. I'm gonna take it to his house so we can watch football together. Oh, okay, can I be completely honest? Yeah. I mean, that's just really selfish of you. You own this stuff and can play whenever you want. I don't have one, and I can't play anytime like you can. You really don't have to take it unless you want to be a jerk. Sorry, man, my brother is really excited I'm bringing it. Whatever. It was this conversation that made me realize it was time to move out. I told him the week I got back I was moving out and kept my TV, Xbox, and all the electronics in my tiny room with the door constantly locked and closed. I'll never forget that conversation. Okay, guys, this third story is called Give an Inch, They Want a Mile. This week I was selling my car using various online sites. I'm financially stable and wanted to be a little generous, so I priced the car at about $1,000 below similar models. Given the great condition of the vehicle, this was a steal. Of course, this didn't stop the usual lowball offers, but that's to be expected. One potential buyer stands out, though. She was very pleasant in her emails and in person. We go for a test drive, and she seems excited about the car. I felt bad because the vehicle hadn't been washed or cleaned in a few months, and I had lost the smog certification requirement in my state. There was some dust on the exterior, and the inside just needed vacuuming. I was in a good mood, so I offered $100 off so she could get the smog check and get the car clean. She seemed very appreciative and excited, but being 7 p.m., she couldn't get the cash until the next day. No big deal. Apparently, like some goddamn wear beggar, the evening warped this young woman into a full-blown choosing beggar. 2 hours later, she calls me. I looked up car detailing at car detailing place. They charge $300 for a detailing. Can you take another $300 off the price? Whoa, I figured a standard hand wash place would do. They only charge $35 and the discount should cover that easily. But you said you'd take off whatever amount it took to clean the car. I said get a car wash or something simple. You're getting a great deal even if I didn't knock off the extra $100. No, you promised to cover the cleaning. Clean meaning like a brand new car. Give me what you promised or I'm not buying the car. Emphasis hers. I was so confused at this point. Rather than try to think up a clever response, I stayed quiet a few seconds, then hung up. To her credit, she didn't try to contact me again. Note, I looked up the detailing place she mentioned, and it's for higher-end vehicles. Probably not the ideal choice for a 2010 VW. Okay, guys, our last story for today is called Free Expensive Ass Coffee Isn't Good Enough. On mobile, sorry for the formatting. English isn't my first language, so sorry for mistakes. I was running late to class today, which I rarely am. It's kind of a tradition for me to buy everybody coffee/breakfast when I'm running late. I'm too generous for my own good. I'm also very humble, as you can tell. I snap some friends before I leave, get their orders, etc. 20 minutes later, I'm about to pull up to Dunkin' Donuts when I get a text from one of my friends. It goes like this. Hey, Conduit, can you grab an extra drink for my friend? I don't really know her well, but I don't really mind because I trust my friend enough. She's probably one of the nicest people I've ever met. Yeah, of course. What does she want? Large hot macchiato with whole milk, no sugar, no flavor. Keep in mind that this drink is almost 2 times as expensive as a regular coffee or another drink. Doesn't really bother me, just thought I should point that out. Get the orders, go through the struggle of getting all the items to school in one piece, and I semi-sneak past the front desk because technically you're not allowed to bring stuff in when you're late. Get by, place all items in undisclosed pickup locations, sounds like drug dealing. Last 2 things are for aforementioned friend and friend of friend. both of whom I have a class with, so I might as well just give it to them directly, or so I think. Show up to class, give my friend her drink, give the other girl her drink as well. I call her because that's what she acts like. What is this? Didn't you ask for that? Yeah, but why is it cold? It's still warm. You can feel it through the cup. Yeah, but I want it hot. Well, sorry, but I have no way to keep it hot while I get here. Whatever. I'm actually mad, but I don't really have the energy to be confrontational, so I just let it be. Class ends, bitch walks up to me. That tasted awful. I literally got you exactly what you asked for, according to the text. Yeah, but I thought it would taste better. Give me something else next time. Needless to say, there's not going to be a next time. Friend overhears conversation, apologizes profusely. I laugh it off. Life is all about the lessons, I guess. Going to be reluctant to do favors for strangers in the future. Well, guys, I really hope you enjoyed that Reddit reading. Make sure you subscribe for more daily Reddit content. Feel free to leave a thumbs up, and I'll see all of you guys in the next video.